Good morning, class. Once again, we are here for the discussion over the topic accounting standards, history, and development. In our previous video lectures, we have discussed about the history of accounting standards, how it was started, and which type of organizations are there, which type of committees are there, which internationally working, okay, in the field of accounting. So today we are going to discuss same content in different aspect. So today we are going to discuss how accounting standards working in India. Okay. So accounting standards in India, recognizing the need to synchronize the various accounting principles and practices, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, that is in short called ICAI, constituted the Accounting Standard Boards ASB in April 1977. As we know, in all the places in the world, there was different kind of the committees, international committees and all. They were working for the development of accounting standards. Similarly, in India, there was a Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and they constituted Accounting Standard Board ASB in the year of 1977. And accounting standards in India are issued by the ICAI and notified by the Union Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Okay, so in India, whatever accounting terms are there, whatever accounting standards are there, they are issued by Accounting Standards Board. Okay, and they are basically issued by Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and which are notified by the Union Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Basically, in India, we have more than 30 accounting standards. Okay, and these more than 30 standards have been issued by the ICAI. So at present, Indian accounting standard, that is called Indian AS, as a set of standards evolved under the Companies Accounting Standard Rules 2006 is in force. So currently whatever accounting standards we are following, that is according to Companies Rules 2006, and basically all the rules we are using, that is according to Companies Act 2013. Okay. So what are the accounting standards and what are the use of those accounting standards that we are going to discuss. Okay. So before that, standards in the wake up of IFRS, to be called Indian AS, are to be notified by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and made mandatory for listed companies with a net worth of rupees 500 crores or more from April 1st 2016. So ये जो बोर्ड है, ये जो कमिटी है, इसने क्लियर बोला हुआ है, दैट इज़ इंडियन अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, इट शुड बी यूज्ड, that is mandatory for all the organizations those who have net capital is more than 500 crores just from the April 1st 2016. The new accounting standards are expected to improve India's place in global rankings. Before 2013 or 2006 or 2016, we were using Companies Act 1956, so you can imagine it was too old. Just after 2013, we are using new Companies Act, which has been given by Indian accounting standard boards. So now whatever accounting terms, accounting standards we will discuss, that is almost equal to the international accounting standards. The standards are evolved with the assistance of National Advisory Committee of Accounting Standard NACAS, है ना. तो ये बोर्ड के थ्रू हम लोग पूरा का पूरा ये अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स को यूज़ करते हैं अंडर द गाइडेंस ऑफ NAC, and that is already constituted under section 210 of the Companies Act 1956, because whenever we will discuss over the companies, there will be Companies Act 1956, और उसके भी बहुत सारे सब सेक्शंस होते हैं, सब सेक्शंस ऑफ 3A ऑफ सेक्शंस 211 ऑफ द Companies Act 1956, वो हमको बता करके देता है हाउ वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर our accounts, especially statement of profit and loss and the balance sheet. Okay, and I have already marked here as a star, so it means it was Companies Act 1956, but right now we are using Companies Act 2013 to prepare our profit and loss statement and balance sheet. Especially Schedule 3 of Companies Act 2013 we use to prepare balance sheet as part 1, and as part 2 we use to prepare according to Schedule 3 of part 2. Okay, so here we have different accounting standards which has been issued by Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants that we are going to discuss. First we have AS1, AS Accounting Standard 1. Accounting Standard 1 clearly state the disclosure of accounting policy कि हम लोग थ्रू आउट द ईयर जब तक कंपनी काम करने वाली है किस अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी को हम लोग अडॉप्ट करेंगे और उसके अकॉर्डिंग वर्क करेंगे. तो AS1 डिफाइन हाउ टू डिस्क्लोज द अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज. एंड Accounting Standard 2 clearly state the valuation of inventories. Valuation of inventories, that is valuation of stock. Okay, जो stock है हमारा inventory है, हमको उसको कैसे valuate करना है, कैसे calculate करना है, उसके लिए जो concept है that is given in AS2. So because suppose we have a shop, we have a provisional store. Okay, in that provisional store maybe possible we have some goods, and the cost of the goods and the market price of the goods may be different. जस्ट लाइक आज हमने फिल किया तो हमारा रेट 20 रुपीज़ के जी था किसी चीज़ का, और लेकिन नेक्स्ट डे वो 25 रुपीज़ के जी हो गया. सो जो हमारे पास में आइटम है शॉप के अंदर में हम उसका 20 रुपीज़ कंसिडर करेंगे या 25 रुपीज़ कंसिडर करेंगे. सो फॉर दैट accounting standard 2 give us all the rules or the regulation. Then we have AS3, accounting standard 3. It help us to guide us how to prepare cash flow statement. Cash flow statement is a statement which shows the cash inflow and outflow in the business organization from various resources. बिज़नेस में कहाँ से पैसा आता है और उस पैसे को हम लोग कहाँ पर कैसे यूज़ करते हैं, उस चीज़ को बनाने के लिए हम लोग एक कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट बनाते हैं. तो उसके सारे टर्म्स कंडीशन AS3 में होता है. AS4 help us to prepare about the contingencies and events occurring after the balance sheet date. अगर बैलेंस शीट बनने के बाद में इस टाइप की कुछ लाइब्रेरीज़ या कोई चीज़ें ऑक्योर होती हैं तो उसको हम लोग कैसे मैनेज करते हैं, कैसे रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, that we learn according under the AS4. Then AS5 it state the preparation of net profit or loss for the period, prior periods item and change in the accounting policy. जब हम लोग NP बनाते हैं, नेट प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट बनाते हैं, तो उसमें प्रियर पीरियड आइटम्स क्या होते हैं, आइटम से उससे पहले डेट, जिस डेट में हम लोग बनाते हैं उससे पहले के डेट्स के आइटम्स क्या हैं, और हम लोग अगर अपने अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज़ को चेंज करते हैं तो व्हाट विल बी द इफेक्ट of that change on our profit and loss, that we learn under AS5. AS6 we have, it help us to calculate depreciation or prepare depreciation accounting. Depreciation accounting, every year the value of fixed assets decreases due to the various reasons. So what are the reason behind the depreciation and how we have to write off, that we learn according to AS6. And AS7, that is regarding the construction contracts. जब हम लोग किसी तरीके के कंस्ट्रक्शन बिजनेस में होते हैं, सो व्हाट विल बी द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट ऑफ दैट कंस्ट्रक्शन, एग्रीमेंट ऑफ दैट कंस्ट्रक्शन दैट वी मेड अकॉर्डिंग टू AS7. देन आफ्टर वी हैव AS8, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड 8, accounting for research and development. That is very important element. Okay, according to this standard we focus in the research and development in accounting fields. And AS9, it tell us about the revenue recognition. हमको किस रेवेन्यू को किस कंडीशन में रिकॉग्नाइज करना है, एज वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड अंडर द accrual basis of accounting. And then after we have AS10, that is related to the accounting for fixed assets. बिजनेस में जितने भी फिक्स्ड assets होते हैं उसको हम लोग कैसे रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, कैसे उसको मेंटेन करेंगे, that we learn under the AS10. Then we have AS11. AS11, it help us to understand the effect of changes in foreign exchange rate. फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रेट डेफिनेटली हम लोग अपनी करेंसी को फॉरेन करेंसी के साथ में एक्सचेंज करते हैं ड्यू टू द एक्सपोर्ट और इम्पोर्ट बिजनेस. सो उसके लिए क्या रूल और रेगुलेशन है, दैट इज़ गिवन इन AS10. and AS12, that is for accounting for the government grants. Most probably sometimes government provide different type of the financial supports to the business organization, which is also called government grant. So what are the terms and condition behind it, that we study under the AS12. Then we have AS13, accounting standard 13, that is related to the investments. Okay, if we have surplus amount, it means excess profit that we can invest, but where we can invest and what will be the term and condition of that investment, we learn under the AS13. Then after AS14, that is accounting for amalgamations. Amalgamations, that is when two or more than two companies or the firms works together, they merge itself, that is called amalgamations. So what will be the term and condition when two or more than two companies or the firms will meld, or when they will work together. So next we have employees benefits, AS15. It has been already revised in 2005. So employees benefit, it means what will be the remuneration for employees, or what will be the cost for any employees if he is working for any employer. So in this we can include salary, wages, bonus, commission, free medical facility, free education facility for their children's, and free HRA, house rent facilities and all. So these types of facilities also includes into the employees benefits. And AS16, in the accounting standard 16, we learn about the borrowing cost, that is also called finance cost. Whenever we will borrow money from bank or from someone else, how we will calculate the cost of that borrowing. And so what is the term and condition for that we understand in AS16. Segment reporting, how we have to prepare our final reports is in steps, that we learn in AS17. And AS18, that is related to the related party disclosures. जो पार्टी हैं, जो हमसे रिलेटेड जो पार्टीज होती हैं, how they disclose their accounting information, that we understand in AS18. AS19, that is related to the lease property. अगर हमने किसी की प्रॉपर्टी, गवर्नमेंट की प्रॉपर्टी, लैंड, कुछ भी, कोई भी चीज़ अगर हमने लीज पे लिया है फॉर द लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन ऑन रेंट, सो उसके टर्म एंड कंडीशंस क्या होते हैं, उसका एग्रीमेंट कैसे होता है, दैट वी लर्न अंडर AS19. देन वी हैव AS20, अर्निंग पर शेयर. In the business organization, basically total capital of the company which is divided into the small units, that is called shares. Okay, so if we will invest our capital into the shares, so how we will earn money per share, that we understand in this topic. Then we have AS21, accounting standard 21. ये है consolidated financial statement से related, कि consolidated एक combined financial statement हम लोग कैसे बनाते हैं, वो इसके अंदर में हम लोग सीखते हैं. AS22 जो है, that is related to accounting for taxes on income, as we have already seen in our previous lectures or the videos, that is the different type of the taxes. Two different type of the taxes are there, direct taxes or direct tax and indirect taxes. So in AS22 we understand taxes on incomes. And in AS23, that is related to accounting for investment in associated in consolidated financial statement, सेम उसी से रिलेटेड है ये. AS24, दैट इज़ रिलेटेड टू द डिस्काउंटिंग ऑपरेशंस, जो मल्टीपल ऑपरेशंस होते हैं बिजनेस में, उससे रिलेटेड है. AS25 जो है इंटरिम फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग से रिलेटेड है. इंटरिम फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग का मतलब होता है इंटरनल फाइनेंशियल ऑडिट. सो वंस व्हेन अ CA और द ऑडिटर डू ऑडिटिंग एक्टिविटीज़, बिफोर दैट एनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कैन डू देयर ऑन audit, that is called interim financial reporting or the audit. Then after AS26 accounting standard 26, that is related to the valuation of intangible assets. Intangible assets, all the fixed assets which we can't see, that we can feel only, just like goodwill, patent, trade sign, etc. That is it, intangible assets. Then after we have accounting standard 27. So it helps us to prepare financial reporting of interests in joint ventures. जो joint ventures होते हैं, when two or more different organization work together for the common objective, that is called joint venture. और इसका जो financial reporting होता है थोड़ा अलग तरीके से बनता है. So कैसे बनता है वो हम लोग AS27 के थ्रू देखते हैं. AS 28 जो है दैट इज़ इम्पेयरमेंट ऑफ असेट्स से रिलेटेड है. AS 29 जो है वो डिफरेंट टाइप के प्रोविजंस, कॉन्टीजेंट लाइबिलिटीज़ एंड कॉन्टीजेंट असेट्स से रिलेटेड होता है. AS 30 में हम लोग देखते हैं डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, रिकॉग्निशन एंड द मेजरमेंट. बिजनेस में हम लोग बहुत सारे फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स यूज़ करते हैं जिसको हम लोग बिल्स रिसीवेबल, बिल्स पेबल्स, ड्राफ्ट्स वगैरह बोलते हैं. तो उसके लिए क्या स्टोरी है, क्या चीज़ें चलती है, दैट वी अंडरस्टैंड इन दिस accounting standard. Then next we have accounting standard 31. In this accounting standard we learn how to prepare financial, how to present financial instruments. And in accounting standard 32 we understand how to disclose in front of the accounting users. Okay. So after the Indian accounting standards we have international accounting standards, that is almost same. In international accounting standard 1 we learn how to prepare financial statement. In 2 we learn how to calculate inventories, and in AS 7 we learn how to prepare cash flow statement. So in India accounting standard 3 tell us how to prepare cash flow statement. In international accounting standard 7 tell us how to prepare cash flow statement. Rest of things are same. Okay, only their sequential number has been changed. International accounting standard 8 tell us how to use accounting policy and how to write the changes in the accounting, or how to write off errors. And international accounting standard 10 it tell us about the इवेंट्स आफ्टर द बैलेंस शीट डेट. बैलेंस शीट बनने के बाद में अगर कोई इवेंट है, कोई एक्टिविटीज़ है, तो उसको कैसे राइट ऑफ करना है, उसका क्या ट्रांजेक्शन्स होगा, दैट वी लर्न इन दिस चैप्टर टॉपिक. And international accounting standard 11 that is related to the construction contract, that we have already seen in Indian accounting standard. Then IAS 12 that is related to the income taxes, that we have already seen in Indian accounting standard. Statement reporting कैसे करना है, AS 14. And how to record property, plant and equipment, that is related to fixed assets, valuation of fixed assets, that is IAS 16. Then IAS 17 that is correlated to the lease property, and 18 that is related to revenue recognition, and 19 related to the employees benefit, that we have already seen in Indian accounting standards. Then IAS 20 that is related to the government grants and the disclosure of government assistance. And 21 that tell us the effect of change in foreign exchange rate, same है. Borrowing cost 23 से related है. 24 that is related to the party disclosure, that we have already seen. 26 tell us something about the retirement benefit plans, okay, reporting by. Then AS 27 consolidated and separated financial statement, ये भी हमने देख लिया. AS 28 investment in association, ये भी हमने देख लिया. IAS 29 that is related to the financial reporting in हाइपर इन्फ्लेशनरी इकोनॉमीज़, ये थोड़ा सा चेंज है. 31 में हम लोग देखते हैं इंटरेस्ट इन जॉइंट वेंचर्स, वही अकाउंट्स ऑफ जॉइंट वेंचर्स. और 32 सेम है, फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्रेजेंटेशन है. 33 अर्निंग पर शेयर है. 34 इंटरिम फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग है, ये भी हम देख चुके हैं. एंड 36 जो है इम्पेयरमेंट ऑफ असेट्स से रिलेटेड है. 37 जो है दैट इज़ रिलेटेड टू द प्रोविजंस, कॉन्टीजेंट लाइबिलिटीज़ एंड द कॉन्टीजेंट assets से related होता है. तो almost whatever contents and the topics we have discussed under the accounting, Indian accounting standard, that is almost available in international accounting standards. Then after IAS 38 for intangible assets, 39 for financial instruments, and 40 that is investment property, and last 41 that is of related to agriculture, because in the foreign countries agriculture comes into the industries. Okay, now but not in India. इंडिया में हम लोग इंडस्ट्रीज़ में नहीं लेते हैं, इसलिए यहाँ पर एग्रीकल्चर को इंडस्ट्रियल सपोर्ट्स नहीं मिलता है. फॉरेन में एग्रीकल्चर कम्स अंडर द इंडस्ट्रीज, दैट्स वाई दे गॉट इंडस्ट्रियल सपोर्ट्स. ओके, सो आफ्टर दिस वी हैव इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स. So there is difference in between the international accounting standards. These are the rules or the regulations by which we can prepare our financial or the reports, but how to present it, okay, that we learn under the international financial reporting standards. So IFRS 1 it tell us if we are going to adopt international financial reporting standard first time. अगर फर्स्ट टाइम इसको यूज़ करते हैं तो कैसे, कहाँ, क्या करना है. और 2 जो है वो शेयर बेस्ड पेमेंट है, अगर किसी कंपनी को किसी एम्प्लॉय को हम अगर शेयर्स में पेमेंट करते हैं तो वो है, उसके लिए है। और थर्ड जो है दैट इज़ बिजनेस कॉम्बिनेशंस के लिए रहता है। फोर्थ जो है इंश्योरेंस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए है। 5 जो है दैट इज़ फॉर द नॉन करंट असेट्स हेल्ड फॉर सेल्स एंड डिसकंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशंस के लिए है। एंड 6 जो है दैट इज़ एक्सप्लोरेशन फॉर द इवोल्यूशन ऑफ मिनरल रिसोर्सेज, जो हमारे मिनरल रिसोर्सेज हैं इसको हम कैसे अर्थक्रस्ट से निकालेंगे और कैसे यूज़ करेंगे उसके लिए रहता है। और जो 7 है दैट इज़ फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट से रिलेटेड है, कौन कौन से फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होते हैं, हाउ वी कैन यूज़ इट। एंड IFRS जो है दैट इज़ रिलेटेड टू द ऑपरेटिंग सेगमेंट्स। एंड IFRS 9 जो है दैट इज़ रिलेटेड टू द फाइनेंशियल instruments. So it related to the reporting of the accounting standards. Okay, so whatever contents we have discussed under the Indian accounting standards and international accounting standards or in the international financial reporting, in your textbook they have just given only the introduction part, but from here for just your information, for your much and more knowledge, I have included it, so you can write their names and all, and later on when as per the requirement we will discuss about all these accounting standards. Okay, bye class.